Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we will be discussing the lunar eclipse that is currently happening in the sign of Scorpio. Then we will transition into a tarot reading for the collective to see how best to utilize this energy and any advice the cards have. So do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and know that there's a message in here for you somewhere. And with that, it is currently Mercury retrograde, so if I sound like I'm not getting my words out correctly and I'm stumbling, I do apologize. It is kicking my behind. And with that as well, this whole eclipse season is very draining. So if you're feeling like you're drained, if you're feeling super tired, if you're feeling overly emotional, it's not all in your head. A lot of us are experiencing it. Some of us are experiencing it very intensely, and it's only going to pick up. So that brings us to what we're discussing, the lunar eclipse. So it's a full moon, it is a eclipse, and it is the same concept as a regular full moon. So all about ending cycles, things that are culminating, as well as needing to release things to bring in new things coming up. However, this is just intensified by like 1000%. So this is going to be even more intense feeling. So you're going to be feeling very emotional, very drained. But this is also, keep in mind, change, transformation time. So this is going to be happening and it's going to be heightened. So this can be very uncomfortable. This can be very, very draining, like I said. So you might also be experiencing the uncomfortableness because this is bringing out a lot of maybe past issues, maybe a lot of your shadows, and maybe a lot of your quote unquote like the dark side of your moon situation going on. So there might be a lot of things that are bringing up like past experiences, past embarrassments, maybe shame, guilt, all of those things. It is that purpose of releasing that, working through it to release it. And again, like I said, it's happening and we kind of have to force ourselves to work through this. This is the whole time to get back on track and to align with our goals and our purpose. So sometimes we need to go through these kind of dark night of the souls, kind of facing our fears situation in order to get to the healing part of it. So some of you might be experiencing a lot of emotional release. Some of you might be experiencing just breakthrough moments and aha moments, trying to finally find the tools to overcome a lot of these challenges and working through said challenges. So remember forgiveness, remember compassion for yourselves and for others too, because again, not everybody subscribes to the spirituality side of this. So some of the people out there that you come into contact with might be experiencing a lot of these emotional things and they don't know where it's coming from and they don't know how to kind of tamper it and work through it. So just be patient during this time, just be compassionate and know that we're all kind of going through this together. Also, pay attention to your dreams and your intuition, especially right now because this is in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpios are very intense, very emotional as well. They like to hide it, but they feel intensely. They are very intuitive and they have a mysterious side. You all know that one Scorpio in your life and you're like, this rings true. But there's also a lot of transformative energy in the sign of Scorpio. They're ruled by Pluto, which is also the planet of like secrets, karma, the taboo. So that kind of stuff might be coming up as well for you to release the shame or release the stigma, release all of that so you can move forward. And then the shadow side of Scorpios too, they can kind of be defensive, they can be very protective, and they can hold grudges. So that might be coming up as well for you guys. So the full moon in Scorpio, We need to overcome our fear. We need to make sure that we're living compassionately and that we're, living in our joy and our happiness. Let go of anything that is toxic because, the Scorpio energy, it is protective, but it can hold the grudges. So if you are holding on to things that are no longer serving you, this is the moment. This is the time where you just allow yourself to let that go. Your shadow self might be more in your face. So the things that you like to kind of tamp down and you like to not have to come face to face with, like the skeletons in your closet, that sort of a thing that might be coming forward so you can work through it. And then work in time for your rituals, for your spiritual rituals, I should say, because again, you want to work with this energy and you want to flow with this energy, especially with it being a water. So listen to your intuition, work in your rituals, whatever they might be. Some of it just might be your, nightly routine. If you write in a journal, if you do a face care routine, if there's a certain thing that you do every night, do it intentionally. So again, like I said, emotional and an emotionally intense time. But with that, allow yourself to feel these feelings. They're coming up for a reason. And if you don't know why you're feeling, like you want to cry, maybe look inward and see, okay, was there something that triggered it? Was there something that I saw in a commercial? Was there something that reminded me of past issues? That sort of a thing. Allow yourself to feel. And if you feel like crying but can't get it out, always watch a good movie. That always gets me. And then ground yourself. This is a time where you really need to ground yourself. So whether that is, doing grounding rituals or going for a walk in the park, tending to your plants, or if this is, cooking with root vegetables, however you ground yourself, even if it's meditation, that's a perfect way to ground. Make sure you do that. Find balance between the emotional side and like a very grounded side, if that makes sense. You want to be able to feel your feelings, but not spiral. Also, fantastic time to get a little creative, to get your feelings out on paper. Maybe you want to write. Maybe you want to put it in an art form. Maybe you want to try a new hobby. But above all else, breathe. Take time to do some breath work. This energy will dissipate. It will flow through. It'll be okay. It's just very intense. This is a time of great change and great transformation. There's a lot going on astrologically. So if you're feeling like it's too much, just breathe. Take some time to really ground, to meditate. This is all to help propel us forward. We are to release the things that are holding us back. Think of this as like baggage that has just been cooped up in your closet of your mind for so long that you've just been holding on to this, and now you have to release it in order to move forward. So this is kind of like a tower moment in a way. If you are familiar with the tarot card of the tower, this kind of happens for you, not to you. So this is a lot of drive. This is a lot of empowerment. This is like a big sigh. It feels like it can be very intense, but in such a good way. Kind of like, the buildup of when you're going on a roller coaster on that hill, that buildup where you're like, yes, okay, I'm so excited, but like there's a lot of energy and I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of unknown. But then when it finally releases and lets you go, you start having fun and you feel lighter than air and you feel like things are going in an exhilarating rate. And that's what's happening here. We're releasing the past to have a breakthrough. We're pushing through those limitations. And this is all about healing. So like this card says, breathe through the tension. There's a lot here. And I do want to say, since this is in the sign of Scorpio, and if you feel a lot of buildup and we're having this conversation about the roller coaster, tap into your sensual side, use it. If you know what I mean. So however you see fit, use your sensual side. And that kind of will help break the tension as well. But things are coming to a close in order to have a new start and a new outlook. So this says release negativity. That's exactly what we're trying to do. All of the things that are holding us back, all of the things that we feel shamed about, or the negative thoughts, the negative self-talk, all of those things, the self-limiting beliefs, we're done with it. Is culminating to an end, to begin again, to make things release and breathe. So if you're with me so far, let's all take a big breath. Feels good. All right. So like I said, if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling like you're going to cry, if things feel intense, if you feel sluggish, it is normal. That is what is going on right now. And it can be a lot. So remember to ground yourself. Remember breath work. Remember alone time is going to be good too. However that looks like for you. If it's reading a book, if it's sitting in a bath, if it's tending to your plants, or, you know, whatever else might come up for alone time, that is between you and you. So have time out for yourself to just heal. And with that, let's transition into the tarot reading to see what else advice and all of that has in store. All right, Zodiac Tarot. First up, this is the card that represents how best to utilize the energy of this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and it is the Fool. And I love this so much because literally it is the number 0. So it's the start and the end, which is literally what we're talking about here. So I'm excited. And the next card is going to represent any other advice we've got for this full moon. And it is the Four of Swords. And this is all about healing. I love this so, so much. Okay. So with the Fool, this is all about spontaneity, seeing life through the eyes of like your inner child. This is a leap of faith, but this is also exploration and being open to new beginnings and new things coming in, being okay with the unknown. Literally, it's depicted this guy is ready to jump off a cliff and like no care in the world. He's like, I'm here for it. Let's go. Bring it on. I know the universe is going to catch me. So how best to utilize this energy is just to be open and just know that this is a new beginning. Explore things, explore your feelings, explore what you want to do next. Don't fear the unknown. Don't fear failure. Again, this too, he doesn't have his normal little pack that he has on him in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction. So this is freedom from your past as well, from your past baggage. This is exciting. Listen to your intuition too. The Fool kind of has a direction, but not really. He kind of just lets his gut take him to the next place and the next person. So really allow yourself to take this time with the full moon to invite new things to come in. Take in the new challenges and be open to new challenges coming up, because that's how we learn and grow, with overcoming obstacles and overcoming challenges. Take this leap of faith of this new beginning and working through your baggage, and know that you're going to feel a release, that this is not the end, this is the beginning. And then we have advice here with this Four of Swords. This is just wonderful to see, because not only are we exploring a lot of things and being open to new beginnings and, you know, facing our fears and being okay with the unknown, we're healing. We're healing from our past traumas. We're healing from our past burdens. We're healing from, you know, the other day that we've just went through. We're healing from, you know, whatever the case may be. We're all going through different stuff. But the point is, this is a recovery time. This is time where we take to rest, to do some introspection, to expand our perspective, to really calm our nervous system, because it has been on high alert. And right now we are taking the time to really figure out what we need, not only our mind, but our body and soul. So the Four of Swords, this is all about communication, thought, the mind, all of that, right? The suit of air. So, you know, doing all of the calming of the mind is great and definitely something that we should be working on. But at the same time, we're healing all of ourselves right now. We're taking the time out to pause so we can expand our perspective on what just happened and what we're going to do to move forward. So take the time out to recover, to rest, to do breath work, to do some meditation, to read a book in the bath with some candles. But the whole concept here is to recover, heal, and rest. I love this. So we are taking a leap of faith here, and we're going to bring in new things. We're going to be open. We're going to face our fears. We're going to confront our baggage. We're going to confront our shadows. And some of you, that might sound scary, but in all reality, we keep doing it subconsciously all the time. We are always fighting our baggage. We're always confronting our fears, but we're just pushing them down. So this might be the time where we just allow it to flow, and that's okay. If you need to take time to cry, if you need to take time to not talk to anybody, this is perfectly okay to do so. You know, this is your time to really be okay with not knowing what's going to come next. All right. And it's a beautiful thing. This is happening for you, not to you. So take all of these emotions that are coming up and really let them flow through you. And you don't have to solve anything. You don't have to fix anything. This is just letting it flow through you. Remember, emotions, feelings, all of these things are energy. And what does energy need to do? It just needs to flow. All right. So allow this to happen, rest, recover, recuperate, and know that we are getting free from our past baggage right now. We don't have it. We're not carrying it with us now. So that's fantastic to see. We're being open to joy. We're being open to positivity, bringing that light in, bringing the positivity in, and we're going to be okay with not knowing what comes next. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at the Astro Soul cards here. First up, we've got the 5, 6, 8th house, and it's a Scorpio. So this is I transform. And if that's not the whole concept here, I don't know what is. It says this is the house of life's enigmas, transformation, the hidden, sexuality, and death. Here is where we can see someone else's property and money, real estate, inheritance, and investments. We can also see our deepest unrevealed wishes as well as fears, occultism, and esotericism. So basically what we're dealing with right now is we're transforming, okay? Again, this is, think of this like, you know, you're coming out of your shell right now. And next we have the Palace Anthony, which is inner wisdom. So we already know what we got to do. We already have the tools within us to utilize this full moon and utilize this energy. We just have to be okay with working through it. Next, we've got retrograde. Yeah. So the thing with retrograde is that it kind of brings back the past, right? It goes backwards and it's showing you things in order for you to heal and fix and work through. So there's a few planets, I think, in retrograde right now. And honestly, my mind is not super clear with everything right now, but Mercury for sure is in retrograde right now, and it's causing a lot of issues, but it's also allowing us to fix past issues as well. So it's not always a bad thing. I don't look at retrograde seasons as bad things. Yes, they could be difficult to work through. They may cause a lot of hiccups, but at the same time, it allows us to kind of work through what we weren't really able to before. And then we have Scorpio confirmation. We have already talked about Scorpio energy. And then we have I think with the 3rd house Gemini. So this is the house of the mind and ideas. Here is where we see the concrete thinking, thoughts, communication, mental agility, and the capacity to relate to most immediate and daily social environment like siblings or neighbors. But this is also with this 4 of Swords energy with the I think, meaning that we might have to do a lot of thinking and calming the mind to do so. All right, we might be overthinking too. A lot of this work can be where we stress and we spiral. So remember to try breath work and calming the mind, however that looks like for you. Next, we have the heavenly bodies and more Scorpio confirmation. So intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. Then we have yin, yay, more Scorpio. So intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Remember, being open to receive is a huge thing that not many people can allow themselves to be open for. You need to allow yourself to be open to receive all of the good things. Next, we have house 9, which is spiritual growth. 100%. A lot of us are going to kind of level up in our spirituality and how we're evolving with it. Like I said before, do some ritual work to be okay with, and I have a ringing in my left ear. So confirmation with the spiritual growth, doing rituals to help progress your spirituality, connecting with your spirituality, and your intuition is going to be a huge one. Next, we have Uranus. So radically change. I told you we're going to have a huge change here that will help propel us forward. So this is going to be a motivated thing. This is going to be a driving forward force. Next, we have again, house 8, transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. If you believe in karma, if you believe in all of that, we're working through karmic debt. And this is going to allow us to feel cleansed with that, and that we can allow ourselves to surrender that baggage again. Then we have Sagittarius energy. So optimism, exploration, and freedom. All things that we talked about with the Fool card. Next, we have fixed. So this is stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. So we're working on having that stability, being persistent with moving forward, loyalty to ourselves. And then we have mutable. I love this. So then we have the surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change, more change. And Saturn, feel restricted, experiencing struggle, learn hard work and patience. So like I said, things feel a little much and a little intense, but that's okay. Is it Saturn that's in retrograde? I want to say that, but I am so bad with keeping up with all of the planets all of the time. That's why we just do the full and new moon readings right now. And then our last heavenly bodies, we have square. So a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. So like I said, we are feeling all of this, but we are going to have to release a lot of it, a lot of our insecurities with all of this to move forward. All right, next up we have the Starcodes Astro deck. We've got the moon, love to see it. So perception, changing the way we see things, changing the way that we're seeing ourselves, maybe our spirituality, our journey. And then we have the south node, the past. Like I said, past stuff is going to be coming up right now that we're going to have to work through, to move through. Again, let it flow through you. If you are experiencing a lot of memories about past events and past situations, it's a sign that that's something that you need to release, that you need to work through in order to release it. And I am by no means saying that this is going to be easy or like this is a flippant thing. This is something that, for a lot of us, we have to be tactful with it and have compassion with ourselves for working through. It's easier said than done, right? But again, this is happening for you, not to you. Then we have Venus, self-love right now, compassion for ourselves and our experiences, giving ourselves grace. And again, with this Venus energy, being open to receiving, being open to the good things coming our way. And then we have the second house, resources. So that might be something that you focus on, finding more stability in the resources. Maybe we're not spending a lot of money. Maybe we are taking a little bit of a look at how we're spending our money. Maybe that's something that is that we need to release or work through. And we have Libra with balance here. I said it before, balancing our emotions with what's going on right now, finding that even keel. And then we have the 9th house. Again, exploration. Yeah. Again, more confirmation. And then we have transits with climate. So again, things might be feeling a little chaotic, a little bit out of your normal. And again, when you go out in public, when you go out into the world and you have to experience other people, just be aware that we're not all vibing the same way and we don't all have the knowledge of this. So just be patient, compassionate, and all of that. Lots of changes happening. All right, so next up, I've got the Anatomy of a Witch. And we have Amulet. So this is like a protective thing. So again, ground yourself, protect yourself from unwanted people or toxicity or negativity right now. If you need to feel like you're going to be in a bubble, feel like you're in a bubble. But yeah, it's important to feel like you are straying away from all the negativity and toxicity right now and releasing it. Next up, we have Awake. Some of you might be very aware of past things that you need to release right now, that maybe have been dormant for a while. Maybe you're finally realizing like, oh, this is the reason why I can't do XYZ, or I feel triggered for this reason, or, you fill in the blank. It might be one of those things that you're unlocking right now. And then you might unlock more spirituality. You might find more rituals that help you, that feel normal and make you feel empowered. This is also maybe something that will help you with ritual work. So breath work, meditation. You might be finding a lot of these things that will help you through this. And then you do this on a day-to-day basis. So there's a lot of things here that this could be referring to. But the fact of it is that this is unlocking new potential for a lot of different things. All right, next up we've got Death. So this is very much a transformational period. I love this. More change, rebirth for us. And then we have Commune. I love this card so much because it looks like little spirits around the cauldron. So commune with your spiritual team, whatever that looks like for you. If it's your angels, if it's your spirit guides, if it's your ancestors, all three, whatever that looks like for you, commune with them during this time. Ask for support should you need it. Honor them should you need it. But this is a time where you commune with your spiritual team as well as just yourself. Ask yourself, look internally for what you need to be supported with, how you can best do this, how you can be compassionate to yourself. A lot of the times, if you just sit in silence, these things will pop into your head automatically. If you just allow the thoughts to go from one ear to the other, flow through you, like I said, let everything just flow. Important to sit in silence sometimes. The world is so noisy. Next, we have Banish. Yeah, we're releasing a lot. We're releasing the negativity. We're releasing the past. We're releasing the toxicity, negative people, all of those things. Get them gone. Then we have our Herbal Astrology Oracle. First up, we have Completion with Comfrey. Absolutely. This is like the World card in tarot. We're done with this cycle. We're moving on to the next one. And we have been successful in this cycle. We are now moving on to new adventures and the unknown. Completion. And also when you're working through your past issues and baggage, I'll say, it's done. You're done with it. You have now worked through it and completed it successfully. You no longer need it. Then we have Palo Santo Guardian. So again, connect with your spiritual team, connect with your guardian angels, with your ancestors, honor them with this full moon. If you are someone who does deity work, make sure that you are doing offerings or honor them, or, even do pray or talk with them, that sort of thing. But that came up. So for a lot of us, if we work with deities or our guardians, even if we are, just acknowledging the guardians of the directions. Whatever it may be for you, it came up, so I have to say it. Next up, we have the Amanita conduit, like a spiritual conduit. So think of this like that, where we are just allowing the universe or spirit team, deities, whatever, to flow through us and be a conduit. We're allowing ourselves to connect with this energy. All right. Next up, we have the Queen of the Moon. First up, we have gratitude. It's so good to always utilize gratitude in your day-to-day, especially when you're going through a hard time, to focus on what to be grateful for and thankful for, what we have instead of what we have not. The universe speaks with energy. So if we are constantly thinking about the negative things, the universe thinks, okay, well, I'm going to bring you negative things. That's what we are wanting. So that's what I'm going to give you. But if you are thankful and you are in that mindset of like, yeah, like I have a roof over my head. I'm so grateful. I woke up today. Basic one. I'm so grateful. Those things change your day. They change your perspective and they change your attitude. And it really allows for more positivity to enter your day, enter your reality. And the universe is like, oh, cool. You're grateful for all of this. You love all of this. I'm going to give you more stuff to be grateful for. So remember, gratitude is an energy. Be all up in it. Next, we have surrender. Yeah, let go. Surrender to this emotional, intense moon and allow the feelings and emotions to flow through you. Next up, fear. We are talking about getting over fear and moving through it and facing it. And, you know, sometimes fear looks like the unknown. Sometimes fear looks like facing, you know, your past and your guilt and your shame and all of that stuff that we as humans, for some reason, have to feel. So if you face the unknown, if you face your fears, it'll be a release. It'll be like a fresh new perspective after this. You will feel so much better. And your last Queen of the Moon we have release. We just talked about that. So more confirmation. All right. And your last cards are the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. We've got Serenity. Yeah. Peace, stillness, basking in that. We've got full moons here as well. So positivity. Yeah. Focus on the positivity. Focus on being grateful and thankful. Then we have clarity, finding our truth, finding clarity after this full moon, because we know we've released it all. We have let go of things. We have moved on. And then we have relax. Yeah. Taking that Four of Swords energy. Relax, recover, rejuvenate, tranquility. Yeah. Focus on serenity, peace, being still, breath work, and wish. Believe in magic. Manifestation is what comes to mind with a wish. So some of you like to manifest during a full moon. It might be a little intense to do. I would suggest working through a lot of these emotions and the baggage before you try to manifest, because right now it's about transformation and change and driving forward and focusing on a new cycle. So, you know, it might be better to manifest after, you know, you've gone through the releasing process. However, you do you. It is your practice. It is what makes you feel connected and what feels right for you. So I am just the messenger. So with that, it's going to be an intense moon. It is going to be very, yeah, all of that. I feel it already. I feel very drained. It has taken all of me to do. I just finished May's pick a card reading finally. And this, so it's taken me a while to be able to get like the readings done, because my brain has felt so foggy and so almost like in a vice, if that makes sense. So like I was having issues. So finally was able to kind of get that all taken care of, which is fantastic for all of us. But yeah, so if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling sluggish and you want to stay in bed all day, that is normal. But remember too, it's okay to cry. It's okay to release these emotions. Remember, emotion is just energy. Flow it. Let it go. I wish you all the luck. It'll be all good. I promise you. This is not something to be afraid of. This is not something to, get into a spiral with. This is something that's happening for us, for our greater good, for us to be empowered and move forward with love and compassion. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. If you have anything that you are going to be doing that you are going to have a ritual wise and you want to share, feel free to share them in the comments as well. And with that, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. Have a wonderful full moon, and I will be crying along with you. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember to just breathe. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.